Ladies and gentlemen, people from northern Texas gave their opinion on Amber Guyger's emotional testimony. You know, I knew how I felt, before the trial even took place, and I had heard the 911 tape, and I had the police scanner that was done the night of the shooting, and I played that on a video. And I had already drew my conclusions that she should never have shot him at all. You know, she definitely used bad judgment in this whole thing. She's petrified in a apartment that didn't even belong to her. And I have to agree with the prosecutor. Amber Guyger had ample time to turn around and walk out of that apartment. She didn't have to stand there and draw a gun at all. And if you thought someone was in there, go out in the hallway. You could radio for your colleagues to come. You're on the police force, you know, and the whole thing could have been cleared up. But instead of doing that, she just decided Botham should die. And she shot him. And then you heard other people on the stand talking about making mistakes or somebody walking into their apartment. The person would just leave, or they would realize, okay, I'm in the wrong place, and they would just say, I'm sorry, and just leave. You know, and it shouldn't have been nothing more than that. She knows how to radio for help if she felt someone was in her apartment. Isn't that what she said? Oh, I just wanted someone to be here with me. I just wanted someone to come right away. You know, she didn't have to call 911. She had her radio with her. So my position did not change after hearing her at all. So this came out September 27th, 2019. 21 CBS, Dallas, Fort Worth. So they asked people in the area where this took place how they felt about her testimony. So, as Amber Guyger gave a 3-hour long emotional testimony at her murder trial Friday, hundreds of citizens gathered at the courthouse wanting to hear an explanation for the shooting death of Botham Jean. Last year, on September 6th, Guyger told investigators that she just ended a 15-hour shift when she returned home at the Southside Flats apartment complex in downtown Dallas. According to the affidavit, when Guyger put her key in the apartment door, which was unlocked and slightly ajar, it opened. She said she believed her apartment was being burglarized and have verbal commands. And she gave verbal commands to John, which, remember, all the people that live in those apartments right around Botham Jean said they never heard one single police command. They did hear voices, but they didn't hear no police commands. And they were all consistent on that. Every single person that they talked to on that fourth floor all said they never heard any police commands. And I don't believe she gave any. I think she's lying about that. Okay, so that's when she drew her weapon and shot twice and killed John. When asked why she fired a weapon, Guyger began to cry and said, I was scared. Whoever was inside my apartment was going to kill me, and I'm sorry. I have to live with that every single day. Dallas resident Polly, who didn't give her last name, said there should have been better judgment on Guyger's part. And she's right about that. She definitely used bad judgment, in my opinion. You know, she could have resolved that whole thing without shooting anybody, you know. And like I said, if you thought someone was in there and you thought your life was in danger, you could have left out of the apartment. You could have left. You know, he didn't have a weapon. It's not like he aimed a gun at her. She could have left. He didn't deserve to die, Polly said. Robert Russell of Mesquite said, although Guyger made a mistake, her actions were not justifiable. Jaleisha Bell of Dallas said the former officer made a mistake, and it's kind of rare to hear that. According to personnel, the courthouse internet system was programmed to block all news sites because so many people were trying to watch. But that didn't stop most of the public from finding a way to see and hear this trial. And that is the truth. You know, it was a lot of people online, and I actually saw a lot of people online when I was watching this trial. And ladies and gentlemen, all I have to say is I listened to her testimony. I listened to the cross examination where she just got destroyed by the prosecution. She really did. She didn't do a good job on the cross examination. I think the whole purpose in putting Amber Guyger on the stand was because I know they knew public opinion was not good about her. And I think they were trying to humanize her to the jury and make it seem like, well, she made a mistake. You know, she is human. She is sorry. She wish it didn't happen, you know. But in my opinion, the cross examination and all of her answers that just didn't make sense at times kind of diminished anything that she might have been sitting there trying to do. If she was trying to convince the jury, in my opinion, Amber Guyger didn't do a very good job in convincing anyone. You know, if I didn't change my mind, I'm sure a lot of other people didn't change it after listening to her, sitting there and testifying. All I can say is, I know we always say these folks get away with killing so many black people unarmed, and that's true. It's not like we're saying this and it cannot be proven. There are there's so many cases you damn near lose count of how many unarmed people are killed in this country. It is a culture in America. It really is. It's part of Americans' culture and how the police in this country conducts themselves. Shoot first, ask questions later. Oh, I thought they have a gun. Okay, why do you only think black people have guns? Why do you always take on that attitude when you're dealing with black people and not with anyone else? But yet, the number one killer of cops in America are white males. But when you're dealing with them, I rarely see a video of them screaming they got a gun and they don't have one. Not like they do it when they're handling a black male. Amber Guyger is just part of that culture. She saw a black male and she just assumed the worst. And she felt like she had to kill him. I don't believe everything she said. I didn't believe everything she said from the beginning. And I do believe it was a murder. I don't believe it was a manslaughter. I believe that was a murder. She made 2 shots at Botham Jean, and that tells me she intended to kill him. Please tell me what you think, ladies and gentlemen. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.